second podcast episode. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm joined by my old history teacher, Mr Andian.
Hi Jamie.
Last episode I was joined by my good friend Sebastian, and we talked about the time period around the video game Assassin's Creed 3. But today we'll be discussing the historical movies and historic epics and picking at them in any way we see fit. Thank you for joining me today, Josh. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. I'm sad that you mentioned Seb. I miss Seb.
Yeah, I miss Seb as well, to be fair. Actually, he's back.
When?
He came back and surprised me on Monday.
Oh my God, tell him to come to school.
He did. He came on Monday. I was trying to look for you.
Oh, I was off sick.
Yeah.
That's really sad. Tell him to come back.
I will. I'll tell him to come back.
Good.
All right. Let's get started. What is your favourite historical epic?
Oh my God. Yeah, there's so many. Hacksaw Ridge is probably one of the...
I do like Hacksaw Ridge.
You've seen that Hacksaw Ridge, have you?
I think the only thing with that is I think it's quite short. Like it ends quite soon. I think too soon.
It's an abrupt ending, but it's a different take on war movies, which are normally about
guns,
just shooting as many people as you can.
Yeah, it was quite nice.
I don't know a huge amount about the story though, because a lot of Hollywood movies they completely manipulate it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how true to form that is.
Well, he was quite lucky, wasn't he? Because obviously he didn't get shot once. Well, unless he did get shot, but I don't remember him.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
They were giving him a shot now. Yeah, no, that's quite a good movie, and there's even a scene where he saves a wounded Japanese soldier, which is quite nice.
Well, yeah, because medics, it's about saving life, isn't it?
Exactly, and he didn't want to go there. He didn't want to shoot anyone. He just wanted to save people, no matter what side they're on. Yeah.
And then obviously we got Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah, that's a brilliant movie. I do like Saving Private Ryan. I don't know. I like watching it, but it's a film I only watch like once a year.
Well, still quite a lot because it's a long movie.
It is a long movie, and that D-Day invasion is just really cool. That opening scene.
I'm normally very suspicious about movies and the way they portray history.
Yeah. It does it quite well, to be honest.
It does it quite well. I mean, obviously the actual battle took about 12 hours rather than 10 minutes, which it did. Yeah. But they got amputees as actors, like to blow off the limbs. Yeah, they got like legitimate vehicles from the time.
Yeah, that was really cool. And there's like a scene where a medic gets shot, like through his medic bag and then through the leg, and he's trying to heal someone, and he doesn't even realise that he's been shot, and he just starts bleeding out. Yeah, which is quite, it's realistic and stuff. So.
Yeah, but obviously the question is like, how much does Steven Spielberg manipulate it? Because obviously they're making films for entertainment purposes.
Yeah,
we're not making films for historical truth.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that, I think about 2 weeks ago, I saw the new Napoleon film.
Oh, what's that like?
So it's quite interesting. It's an interesting take on his life. It's not so much about his military triumphs. It's like more about his relationship with Josephine. And from that kind of perspective, at the beginning of the film, it just jumps around a lot. Like this, it starts with like the beheading of the Queen of France, and it kind of just jumps around. You miss a lot of his campaigns and stuff, and the battle scenes were cool, but there wasn't many of them, and the film just jumped around a lot and stuff.
But it's gone down quite well with critics, but in France they hate the film.
Yeah, do you know why?
Well, one thing I heard was they just think it's ridiculous that Hollywood, they use Hollywood actors, so you've got people saying "Vive la France" in an American accent, which is clearly going to upset the French, especially I think because France have got a shaky relationship with America after World War II, and some of the presidential comments about France being cheese-eating surrender monkeys, which is clearly highly offensive. So I think any time Hollywood tries to manipulate a piece of French history, it's going to upset most of the population.
Yeah. Well, I find with French cinema that it's quite... It's not like the Hollywood stuff, all the explosions and stuff. It's quite nice. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen La Haine? You seen that French movie?
Oh, God, maybe years ago. Yeah, what's that about?
So it's kind of like about the French suburbs, and it's from the perspective of three people. You got, this black character, this Moroccan French character, I think, or Algerian, and then you got this French guy who's a bit, he's a tough nut and stuff, and they just kind of like go on an adventure to Paris, and they kind of just see how like different stuff is there, and they get chased around by police, they get caught up in this drug business, and it is a really nice film, and it speaks to what happens in France today, I think, quite well.
Okay, well I'll try and watch that.
Well, yeah, it's quite a hard film to find. I had to watch it all in French actually. So yeah.
Jesus, can you speak French?
No, I can't speak French. No, I just read the subtitles.
Yeah.
Saying that, the funniest film I've watched, historical film, was well, not funny, like in a language, like funniest language, was Belarusian.
Was what?
Belarusian? I can't say it. Belarusian?
What?
Belarus.
I was in, okay, Belarusian.
Yeah, Belarusian.
Belarusian?
Yeah.
Well, you might be saying it more accurately than I am, to be fair.
I'm probably not, no. But yeah, that was that film was a horrible experience. It's a war film, and it's nothing like Saving Private Ryan. It's this young man, and he's in Belarus, and he signs up to join this kind of resistance thing, and he gets there and he realises like how horrible it is and how far deep he is like
During World War Two.
During World War Two, the Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union, yeah.
Okay.
And how horrible it is. He goes back to his village and all his family's been slaughtered and everything. It is horrible when you see it. And like in the background, when he's trying to find his family, he runs straight past them, and they're all corpse just lined up. It's a horrible film. It's made by the Soviet director, and it's that was probably one of the hardest films I've ever watched. Well,
it's interesting, isn't it? Because the Soviet Union lost 20 million people in World War Two.
Yeah.
Which, we lost 350,000 or something like that. So clearly 20 million versus 350,000 for the Soviets. For the Russians, like World War II is such an important event.
Yeah.
And I think they get irritated when you get stuff like Call of Duty, for example, which portrays computer games and the war in Russia in a very different
Russians
way.
being quite bad, yeah.
Russians being really bad.
Yeah, I think because when the Cold War was going on, a lot of stuff that was made around then is all anti-Russian, like the James Bond films and stuff like that. But nowadays it's all about the Middle East and the Iraqi wars and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it went through a phase when it moved towards like China as the main enemy. So you saw a lot of the enemies were Chinese actors. And now I think you're right, it's shifted towards Middle Eastern enemies.
Yeah.
So this is a wider question about what is the purpose of movies. Is it to rally people around certain causes? And if so, who decides that? Or is it purely just about entertainment and reflecting what's happening at the time?
Yeah. Or is it a bit of both? Because this film I watched, Come and See, it was to mark the anniversary of the ending of World War II. But obviously the meaning behind the film is quite horrible, and then it is a bit of propaganda as well. Have
you seen Enemy at the Gates?
I have not, no.
See, that's a very interesting film. Obviously really glorified, but set during the siege of Stalingrad.
Yeah.
So it's got one of the most... You'll love it. It's a really good film.
Yeah, it's horrible, I imagine.
Yeah, it is, and it's based on the snipers that stayed behind and worked under enemy
ground. Wow. Yeah.
It tells a story of the famous Russian sniper whose name I've forgotten just now. But again, it's quite glorified. But this is one of the greatest Russian heroes of all time, who's played by, I think it's Jude Law playing him.
Wow.
He's obviously going to be irritating for the Russians.
Yeah, I know Jude Law, yeah. He's moved in the village I'm from, yeah.
You know him?
I don't know him, but he's moved into the village where I come from, yeah.
You're a fanboy?
No, not really. I haven't watched many of his films. I haven't seen that film, Enemy at the Gates, right?
I'll check that out. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
And tell me Jude Law's address, and I can ask him to come to school to do a talk to the kids.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I need to find out which one it is first. Sorry, there's a lot of expensive houses nowadays.
Didn't know you were doing so well for yourself.
Oh no, I'm not. It's just there's this section where there's all these expensive houses and stuff, and my family used to clean for them. So,
where do you live?
Poynings.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Little village below the dike. Yeah, it's
lovely.
Yeah, but yeah. Have you seen Apocalypse Now?
Unbelievable film.
I love Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, great.
It's not just a good war film; it's just a great film in general.
Yeah, it's a very good conversation over like the psyche of men and darkness and evil.
Yeah.
I'd find Vietnam very, very hard to watch anything about Vietnam.
Yeah, because it was a pretty pointless war.
Incredibly pointless. The damage to the ecosystem and the people there is just unbelievable. It's a bunch of peasant farmers they're fighting against for nothing more than ideological reasons.
Yeah.
And the fact that they completely lost as well, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think that film shows it quite well because there's like American troops mucking around; they're not taking it seriously, and yeah, I think that just shows the American outlook on the war.
Well, if you can imagine as well, like a lot of these kids are literally your age, like 18, 19 years old.
A lot of them didn't have choices unless they had rich parents.
Yeah, and they're pulled out of. A lot of them are poor because they're not at university.
Yeah,
so they're pulled out of their little rural hometown, catapulted into a month's worth of training, taken to Vietnam, which is a completely hostile environment where literally anything might kill you. Even a cigar that you've bought from the local shop might have a little stick of TNT in it. So loads of them essentially just did loads of drugs, didn't they? So a lot of these young men were trying to battle with extreme fear and mental health by dosing on medicine, illegal medicine.
Yeah, I think it's quite a good thing that we didn't get involved in that war.
Yeah, there was a lot of American pressure to get involved, but
Well, yeah, they what did they do? They stopped paying back loans, or
yeah, I think so. There was an economic punishment to us.
yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. I think everyone's a bit sick at the moment. Coughing and spluttering.
Yeah, everyone's got a cold at the moment. It's just I forgot to bring a bottle of water with me today as well. So yeah, but yeah, there's actually quite a lot of Vietnam films like Platoon.
Platoon is brilliant, but Charlie Sheen has, because he's such a scumbag, I can't really watch anything with him in it anymore.
Really?
Is he in it? He is in it. Martin
he
Sheen
is.
and Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Martin Sheen's in Apocalypse Now.
That's right, yeah.
And Charlie Sheen's in Platoon. I haven't actually seen Platoon, but I've seen 2.5 Men, even though that's kind of going off topic a bit. But
One light-hearted comedy one. Watch Hot Shots.
Hot Shots.
Hot Shots is hilarious, yeah.
I'm guessing that's a Netflix show.
No, it's years ago now. It's probably from the 90s, but it's like slapstick humour.
Oh.
It probably hasn't aged well at all.
No.
But it's basically like taking the mick out of Platoon and Apocalypse Now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it really rinses it. I think Martin Sheen makes a guest appearance in it with his son.
Yeah.
To mock it.
Oh, well, I think they're quite good movies, to be honest.
What's your favourite movie?
My favourite, like historical movie? I think Schindler's List.
Oh, yeah, that's a great film.
Yeah. It's just like... That is another hard watch, really, isn't it? But it's like the theme music and everything around it, it gets you emotional. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's like a very interesting character arc, isn't it? You get this guy who's literally just exploiting Jewish people.
He's in the Nazi party, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He starts to see these people not as Jews, but as humans.
Yeah.
So then, risk his life to save them, which I think is quite a good metaphor for life, actually.
Yeah. I thought the tribute at the end was quite nice when they all lay like a rock on his grave in Israel, yeah.
Because Spielberg, he filmed it all in... he was planning to film it in colour, wasn't he? But then he just thought the amount of gore would detract from the message.
Yeah.
Which is why the only colourful bit is that little girl's red coat.
Yeah.
You see it later on, don't you, on the cart when she's
dead,
been executed.
Wow. It is a horrible film, isn't it? But I think that they're the best type of war films, if you know what I mean. That actually depict what happened, because a lot of kids, like, they watch war films and they're all just people just getting shot and they think, oh, that looks cool. But really, it's not cool, is it? So
no, it's awful. The danger of glorifying violence is quite strong, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see a lot of toxic masculinity where people, they do feel like violence is the answer. I think movies and culture probably has a part to play in that. You've seen this GTA 6 at the moment, like a big controversy about how we should glorify crime and violence, whether that actually impacts people. I'm not sure it does, to be honest. I think there's always been these fears over the corruption of young people. Interesting one, though. And The Pianist as well is a similar vein. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that, but obviously I know what it's about, and I've seen clips and stuff from it, yeah.
I think that's on Netflix as well.
Yeah.
A really good movie.
I have to give that a watch as well, because that's quite sad, yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact this guy is an exceptional pianist is what saves him. Yeah, which is obviously true in the Holocaust. If you had some kind of marketable skill to the Nazis, you had a slightly better chance of surviving.
Yeah. Well, saying that, have you seen Band of Brothers?
Yeah, and The Pacific.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Pacific, but Band of Brothers is essentially just a long film. And that episode, I think it's episode 11 when they find the concentration camp. Yeah.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah. But a lot of them were shop owners, jewelers and stuff like that. Yeah. It's
quite interesting when they brought the local village in to show them what their complacency had led to.
Yeah.
And obviously the Americans, the English, the Russians couldn't believe that the locals had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about so many millions of people who were captured. Like, how can they not have known?
Yeah.
It's a difficult question to answer.
Yeah, exactly. And to this day, you probably can't. We don't know if they knew or not. Yeah.
I think a lot of them definitely knew, but closed their eyes because they were so worried about the Nazi oppression.
Yeah.
The Pacific's good as well. In some ways, the Pacific's better. The Pacific Theatre is just outrageous.
Oh, it is. But you can't really debate which one was worse. But they're both really bad.
Well, the Japanese, their culture of fighting to the death meant they'd actually get a lot of brutal death rates. Yeah. In the Pacific Theatre.
Saying that, have you seen Letters from Iwo Jima?
Iwo Jima. No, I've not seen that.
So Clint Eastwood, he's quite a good director.
Yeah.
He does a lot of my favourite films. But he does 2 films, but they're set in the same world, like on the same island, but from 2 different perspectives.
The Japanese and the American perspective?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But one's obviously better than the other. The Japanese one's better.
How come?
Because it all just stays on the island, and it talks more about their like suffering and what's going on as the battle's like going on. So like as the battle's going on, it's like people getting shot and people doing the suicide stuff. It is horrible to watch. And then the American one is more about so they start off on the island, and then they go back to America as war heroes, and they kind of do all that advertising and stuff, and then they get a bit of PTSD and stuff.
And so is it quite sympathetic to the Japanese?
Not. It is kind of, because there's like scenes where it talks back to a police officer. He had to join the Japanese army because he refused to shoot a dog.
Oh, Jesus.
So, and then because we get the perspective of this young guy. Like, he's a young guy, and he got drafted. He had no choice, but he seems like a pretty nice guy and stuff like that, and he just isn't willing to kill himself. He isn't willing to go along with the tradition, and he ends up being one of the only survivors.
So. Jesus.
Yeah.
And have you seen Oppenheimer?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that and Barbie in the same night. Yeah.
In the same night?
Yeah.
What's it? Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer, that's it.
Barbenheimer. Was it with Seb?
No, it wasn't with Seb. He was up at Stirling by then.
I thought Barbie was incredibly good. I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet.
I thought Barbie was quite good, yeah. But Oppenheimer, just incredible. I thought Christopher Nolan. I find his film so intriguing. I don't know. Yeah.
His Batman films are the best films.
Oh, yeah. The Dark Knight is incredible. Like, not just as a superhero film, but as a film in general.
Yeah, but I feel like he can really tap into the darkness inside all people.
Definitely, yeah. Well, all his films are quite like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I heard he doesn't even have a mobile phone.
Oh my God, sometimes I think that's my dream.
Yeah. I thought about it, but I just wouldn't better do it, seeing as I'm like young. So.
You can though. I think if you just leave it at home one day a week and just see how you go on.
Yeah. And then that'd be the one day that I end up getting mugged or something.
Well, that'd be a good day to be mugged because you won't have your phone on you.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. But obviously we talked quite a lot about like World War II films and stuff like that. Do you have a favourite like historic epic in like ancient Rome, ancient Greece?
Oh God, interesting. Not really seen many ancient Greek films, although I really do like ancient Greece. Obviously, Gladiator is a legendary film about the Roman times.
Yeah, I do love Gladiator.
Yeah, although I don't particularly like Russell Crowe as an individual.
You like him as an individual?
I don't like him as an individual.
Oh, my mum doesn't either.
Yeah, he's a bit of a thug.
Yeah. No, I quite like. I like him in Gladiator, so I guess. Yeah, but I don't really know much about his backstory of it. But a film I really like. Have you watched Troy?
What, with Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen Troy.
A lot of people don't like that film.
Well, it is a bit nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit historically inaccurate, but I don't know. I just like the film.
Yeah, well, because I do quite like the Greek myths. It's about
the Greek myths.
Is it Achilles in there?
Achilles, yeah.
Gets shot in the leg, doesn't he? In the heel.
Yeah.
Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot by Paris of Troy.
Yeah. It's a fun film just to watch, but I don't think you get any history out of it.
Yeah, I mean, actually, going on to that, fun films, to watch, but are actually really historically inaccurate. Braveheart.
Oh, don't get me started on Braveheart.
I'm not a big fan of Braveheart. I might enjoy watching it one time a year, but I don't actually enjoy it too much.
In the Battle of Stirling Bridge, there's no bridge.
Yeah.
The locals asked him when he was filming it. It's like, why don't you do it by the bridge? And he's like, the bridge would ruin it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You got Robert the Bruce, you got William Wallace in the same movie when they're decades apart.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh no, it angered me, that film.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I just can't get my head around it. What's quite interesting about that is that some of the battles that the Scottish won, the English actually won, and then some of the battles that the English won, the Scottish actually won.
Mel Gibson's a lunatic, though, isn't he? Like, he's a really damaged individual, very anti-Semitic.
He does not like British people
or Jewish people.
Wow.
Oh yeah, The Passion of Christ by Mel Gibson is basically just trying to tell the Jews in the worst light possible.
Oh wow!
You don't have to watch it. It's just.
Oh no, I might give it a watch.
I've only seen part of it. I turned it off actually, but they really create sympathy for Jesus at the expense of the Jews.
Wow.
It's a really controversial film, actually.
I would imagine it is. That's quite horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, but obviously set in Roman times, so interesting from that point of view.
Yeah, of course, that's probably what got it onto the shelves. But yeah, have you seen the film The Patriot? That's another Mel Gibson one, but it's an American Revolution version of Braveheart.
I've seen that. I think I turned that off as well.
Yeah, it starts off really well, and then it just gets so unrealistic. He takes on this whole legion of British troops on his own.
Oh, it's just nonsensical.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Yeah,
you might as well watch a Marvel film.
Nah, yeah, I'm not really too into superhero films anymore.
Well, they've all gone downhill, but what I mean is like the Mel Gibson films are so inaccurate, you might as well watch a superhero film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
much evidence in there.
yeah, I get that. Yeah, did you hear that the was it Miss Marvel film did really bad at the cinema? This
The lowest grossing film of all time, of the Marvel franchise of all time, isn't it?
yeah,
It's cost them hundreds of millions.
yeah, because I think they release films too soon. I think they need to space them out a bit when they release it.
Because the Avengers Infinity War, where the final one was, I think it was that. That's quite a good end to the whole series. Like, it wraps things up.
Yeah,
And then they start bringing out a whole new chapter. I just couldn't believe it.
yeah, it's just I don't find it entertaining either, to be honest, because it's just too you just see it too much.
I feel like people are getting a bit more excited now about the DC world.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though Superman, I think, is a bit of a joke superhero. But Batman's great because he's just a bloke, isn't he?
Yeah.
A very rich bloke.
Did you see the Batman film?
I saw all the Christopher Nolan ones.
Yeah. Well, they're incredible.
What's the most recent? I saw the one with the Joker.
Batman. The one with the Joker. That's 1989. Batman 1989.
No, the more recent one that's got Heath Ledger in it.
Oh, The Dark Knight, yeah.
Yeah. Was that a Christopher Nolan film as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
incredible.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah. Really good, that one.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, did when you were growing up, did you watch much of the like older Batman stuff?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah. That was the Michael Keaton one.
Yep.
Which wasn't great. There was the Val Kilmer one, which was okay.
No, wait. No,
Val Kilmer was Batman.
Yeah, but no, I think you've gone the wrong way around, actually.
Oh,
I think the Michael Keaton one was quite good, and then the Val Kilmer one was really bad.
what was the one with Mr. Freeze in it?
Val Kilmer one.
Yeah, that was terrible. You're right. That was terrible. Schwarzenegger's in it, and he just kills it for me.
Yeah.
He's paid such an obscene amount of money for that film as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, one of the highest like paid at the time. That's crazy.
The Jim Carrey one was great.
Yeah, that's when he plays the Riddler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was that Michael Keaton?
No, I don't think it is. He didn't do that one. It's someone else. Actually, oh no, I think that's Val Kilmer, and then the one with Mr. Freeze is George Clooney.
Oh yeah, I forgot George Clooney did it.
Yeah, so many Batmans in such a short amount of time.
Because I thought Jim Carrey was an excellent villain.
Yeah, I thought he was. He was just perfect for the role.
And the films are less about who the Batman is, more about who the villain is, which is why I think Heath Ledger was great.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, but a lot of people like prefer Batman Begins or The Dark Knight Rises, just to be a bit different, I think maybe. But they are also good films.
Yeah, agreed.
But thank you for joining me today. I've really enjoyed this. It's been great.
No, it's been a pleasure. I enjoy stuff like this.
Yeah, it's a good topic to talk about, I think.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you.
It's a fun topic.
If you talk about computer games again, get me on next time.
I will do. I most certainly will. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Pleasure.